You all can be barefoot or with your shoes on if you want. I usually encourage people to bring a blanket so they could sit down afterward, or lay down in a little integration time. So how are we arriving this morning? How's the body? A little tight? Are you a little tired? Sometimes tight and tired go together, sometimes not, but with the restriction of tight muscles, it does inhibit the flow of chi, of energy in the body. So I find that awesome. Often when I'm really tired, I'm also really tight. So we'll try to go from tight to loose and have some fun and meditative sense while we do so. So I'd like you to just plant into your feet, and it's a standing practice, and you could sit down whenever you want to, but primarily we're standing. And so the stance is really, really important. But as we settle into our footing and start to just kind of take our body's temperature, please notice that we are in really good company with the trees here. And there's a book called Being with the Trees that's really fantastic. And so just allow your vision, your sensitivity to expand to the space where you are. So if you're indoors, I'm sure you also have a wood element in some of your furnishings and things like that. But here, just allow your periphery to open up and sense that we're each almost like an individual tree in this grove, along with these other beautiful trees. And we'll take some of that tree imagery as we root down into our feet. Maybe even lift your toes, even if you have shoes on, lift the toes, spread and sink them. And the best advice I can give you is to stay nice and loose and rounded. This is very different than going to the gym and wanting to lift weights and build muscle. This is the complement to that. This is really soft and relaxed and fluid. So we start with the Tai Chi stance, which is sinking our weight down into our feet. A little different than pressing into the feet. There's a sinking, the whole body weight is allowed to drop a little bit. And if you want to close your eyes at intervals, feel free to do that. If that's not your thing, that's fine. It helps me to connect with imagery and really feel my body a little bit more when my eyes are closed. And so image that I invite you into is allowing roots to grow from your feet right down into the ground. And just kind of merge and interact with the roots of the trees and the mycelium and all the plant life that's not visible on the surface, but supports life. And so same for us, rooting down so that we might access nourishment from the earth. And then put a little soft, slight bend into your knees. And in doing so, allow your tailbone to sink down a little bit, like you are going to sit like on the edge of the counter. Feel a little bit of relief with that. It might soften the front of your hips in so doing. And as you sense that tailbone may be sinking a little bit, and you draw your chin in slightly to lengthen your spine, and having some awareness that there is space, sky above you. And the arms are very relaxed. They're at your sides, maybe even just like let them billow like little sails flapping in the wind. And then let your arms relax and hang naturally. And your palms are at ease, and there's space between your fingers. So this is the Tai Chi stance, or also known as Wu Ji posture. Wu Ji means emptiness from which all possibility arises. So allow your agenda for the day and your concerns to just drain down into your feet, allowing a little more sense of emptiness. And you can feel that Tai Chi pole, that center channel of your body. It exists from the highest heavens all the way through the crown of your head, directly down through the center channel of your body, through your pelvic floor, and down deep into the earth. So we're aware of this pole around which we'll be turning and twisting and moving. And then along with sinking our body weight down into our feet, sink your breath down into your lower abdomen. And we often experience the breath a little bit more up in the chest, but in this practice, it's a sinking of the breath down into your lower abdomen. Reminding ourselves that we're using intent more than force. Maybe working within a 70% range of motion or 70% exertion. And a gentle smile to the face helps sets the tone for the practice. Right? Sometimes we take ourselves very seriously, and a little smile helps us be reminded to loosen up. Nice. So I'm going to start shake the tree. So don't you just bend your knees a little bit, start to bounce. And the image of shaking the tree, big strong wind comes in and the leaves that are ready to expire just fall right off the tree. So when you're shaking the tree, you're waking up your energy, right? It's like taking that OJ out of the fridge, give it a shake, you start to make it mixed up and a little more delicious. And as you get into the shaking, try to get really loose. Try and loose don't seem to go together, do they? But allow your body to be loose. You can shrug up into the shoulders. This is another version of taking out the trash, if you've ever heard of that little exercise. And a purging breath is appropriate, in through the nose, out through the mouth. You can try it. Through your nose, out through your mouth. So early in practice, we're purging, we're cleansing. We're going to kind of purify our energy, and then we're going to circulate the energy and spread it through the whole body. So a few more exhales. Some people like to bounce more and get the action even deeper. So a few more bounces. Let your joints shake as much as you're willing to let them shake. And then slow it down. Almost like a shaken snow globe that used to be like on the school teacher's desk. You put it back down, just feel all that stirring up of energy just kind of settle for a moment. And notice if that just like 60 seconds of bouncing just stimulated your energy. Nice. I'm going to just pat and tap into the body. So take your palms up on the top of your head. And you'll use fingertips in some locations as we pat down the body. You'll use broad palms in other locations. You just kind of tap around the skull. Again, it's that nice, long, slow breathing down in the abdomen. You can tap into the forehead, eyebrows. You might come across some places that are a little tender, and you might just bring in that energy of love, acceptance, open to the healing qualities of the practice. It's far more than just moving our joints or activating the healer within. Tapping down through your throat, into your upper chest, all around the collarbones. Nice, relaxed breathing as we do so. Then you're gonna relax your right arm down to the side. And now with the left hand, make it into a palm, open palm. Tap down, start at the top of the right shoulder. Right, you're tapping away tension, you're tapping in awareness. Down the underside of your right arm, onto the palm. Yeah, top of the hand, patting up. Support your elbow with your right palm. Pat as far back onto your upper back and side of the neck as you can. And I welcome lots of variations. So if you get creative and are doing something different than I am, I'm really, really fine with that. Let's switch hands, come over to the other side. Left arm relaxes down. We get into the right side of the neck, the shoulder, underside of the arm. You put a little sound to that slapping. There we go. Love pats. Support the elbow. Get back there behind your neck, your upper back. Keep your jaw soft by not clenching your teeth. And then to the chest, the ribs, sides of the ribs. You bow your head forward, take those palms onto your back. You're up as high up on the back as you can reasonably reach. And you're patting down into the kidneys and the low back. Stay there for a few rounds. Picking up the vital energy source, our storage energy batteries in the kidneys. And then patting down relaxed outer hips. Big pats down the outsides of your legs. We're heading toward the feet, so get as low as you can. Over the tops of your feet, inside of the ankles, inseam of the legs, all the way up to the quad or the groin. Few pats there. And then back to Wuji, standing, relaxed posture. Just like 5 deep, nourishing breaths. It's a practice of subtlety. So when we pause, I really want you to notice any nuances of the experience, whether it's the breeze somewhere on your body, or it's that reverberation of the tapping. You can kind of feel that vibration continue. Nice. And then turning from the waist, we'll start twisting the spine. So you're going to turn side to side. And at first, the motion could be slight, but eventually we're going to encourage the arms to swing around. We're going to remember not to lock our knees. It's important to keep a little bend to the knees. It's good for the strength of your legs. It's also good for the health of your knees. And it keeps your posture a little loose. So you'll notice that we are twisting around the Taiji pole. We're twisting around the center channel of the body. And we're going to go back to that tapping or patting with the hands on the body. This time we're targeting the low back very specifically, that backhand. And as we wrap around the front, we're going to be feeling upper groin or sides of the waist, perhaps the low belly, just kind of depending on your anatomy. We're going to take some purging breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. It could be kind of an open mouth like you're fogging a mirror exhale, or it could be blowing out through a straw. Maybe it depends on how much tension you're carrying this morning. Respiratory exchange with the trees here. It's such a great nature-based practice. Love practicing outside. And let's bring the hands up a little higher. So keep the rotation going. And as much as the twist feels good, don't hold back. You're going to be tapping up into the chest, up into the adrenal glands with that backhand tapping. This is all part of Qigong, which is the warm-up before the Tai Chi. And these moves are considered Buzhen Qigong or medical Qigong. So very focused on the health of our organs. Bring it on up over the shoulders. Maybe a little tap into the sides of the neck. You can certainly be lifting and lowering with your knees if you wanted. That would make it enjoyable. Notice that your spine's loosening up a little bit already. Another purging breath into the nose, out through the mouth. As you wind back down, just witness the movement slow down, eventually becoming still back in that Wuji posture. So basically, outwardly fairly still, but inwardly, what do you sense in terms of motion? You feel that aftermath of the tapping onto your back and that extra awareness into the value of those organs on your lower back, your kidneys and your adrenals. You feel the breath filling out the lungs a little bit more. A little more present, a little more here. Hands to the heavens. Please take your hands up the front of your body, interlace your fingers. Rotate your palms to face up. Do simultaneously drop into your feet and reach up through your hands. Good. Give a good long reach, whatever works for your shoulders. Slowly from your waist, turn left. And keep your pelvis facing forward. Come back to the center. Turn toward the right. Keep your pelvis facing forward. Yeah, so we're going to do that a number of times. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, rotate. Drawing that twist way up the spine. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist right. And through center. One more time each side. Rotate. Breathe in. Turn and breathe out. Excellent. Back to center. Release your hands, taking out the trash, sweeping your hands back as you breathe out. And inhale, as you sweep your hands up, your palms come towards your face. So it's like you're refreshing the brain once you take the trash out. So it's back and forth. You're breathing in to refresh the brain. Exhale, taking out the trash. And so maybe it's mental trash. You probably all have a lot of that. And the more you kind of sweep and swoosh back, the more you might really feel why they named it taking out the trash. Exhale out through an open mouth at least a couple times. When you're swinging around, let that tension swing out of your shoulders. If you're like me, you carry a lot in the neck and shoulders. Throwing away worry. Throwing away obsession over the details. Rehearsing those things that somebody did to you. Throwing it out. Don't need it. Concerns about the future. Don't need that either. Good. One more time. Come up and hold your hands in front of your face. Pause with relaxed shoulders. Good. And then just move your hands slightly left and right, like you're just erasing the blackboard or the whiteboard. And then a circle or two, like you're polishing the mirror. Other direction. Nice. Beautiful. And then let your arms right down by your side and pause. Notice any way you feel lighter. Open your palms to face the ground. Take a moment here, connecting with the earth force. And some of this might be language that's new to you or sounds a little out there. Just go with it. It's ancient. It works. Earth force through the feet, through the palms. Notice if any activation of sensation in your hands happens with that, palms facing the ground. Nice. And then let your hands return to hanging by your side, but maybe there's a little extra awareness there. And tip your right ear up. You can come in progressive side bending. Right ear goes up. You're feeling that side bend just up in the neck primarily first. Coming through center. Making sure you're sinking into your feet and you've got a little bend in your knees. Lift your left ear toward the sky. Back through center. You're going to go just like that. Some people might stay with just the slightest movement. And some people might find like, oh, I just really want to side bend more. So you'll be draping your fingertips down. Kind of like a standing ragdoll. So from your waist down, you're well supported, you're stable. And then from the waist up, we're really fostering a feeling of loosening up. We're opening the side of the spinal joints. In all these Eastern wisdom traditions, the spine is really central to good health and vibrancy and vitality. So we're taking good care of the spine by keeping it supple. And maybe you experiment in the next few side bends of what it'll be like to reach those fingertips a little more deeply toward the ground. And that slow restacking. Nice. Letting the head stay relaxed also. Next time you come over to the left with me, let's stay for a few moments, each of us finding a degree of side bend that works. And if you're pretty far over there, you could take your right arm and drape it across your chest and turn your nose down towards your left hand. Feel like you're like a puppet that just got dropped down on the shelf and you're leaning over to the side. To breathe into that right outer hip, right ribs, right shoulder. And then with a little deeper bend to the knees to keep the back safe, restack your spine and kind of feel that moment where you feel like you're fully stacked again. And then other side, lean it over to the right. Right hand drifts down toward the ground as far as feels really good for you. And left arm could cross over the chest. The head can turn so the nose points to the right hand. Breathe into wherever part of the body feels like it's opening up a little bit. And then restack. Take that moment there. Breathe in, breathe out. Hand slide to the hips. Widen out your feet. Quite a bit wider than your hips. Your toes are still going to point forward. You're going to circle the hips, starting with little small circles. We're going to spiral them open. Good. Imagine this was the warm-up if this was a belly dancing class instead of Tai Chi. Just circle those hips around. Let the upper body sway as well. And when you start to practice something really fluid like Tai Chi and Qigong, which this is a fusion of both, you might become aware of how tight you are and you didn't really realize it, right? Right, so just smile at whatever you find out. Spiral back in. Let's see if I find that point where the hips are still for a moment. And then spiral the other way. Circle your hips the opposite way. Your connection to the ground. Come back to center. Bend your knees. Slide your hands down the front of your legs. We're moving in the direction of a forward fold. And since we're all of various ages and activity levels, some of you might stay here. That's safe. You're good. Others might reach all the way for the ground. Lift your head high. Move your spine a little back and forth. So even if your hands are up on your legs, you can move your spine like a river, like a winding river. Good. So let's roll ourselves up. Good. And turn your left toes to face toward the left and give a little bend to your left knee. So this is warrior presses, yin and yang. Right, so if you ever practice yoga, this looks a little bit like a warrior two footing. You get the left toes pointing directly to the left, and you've got the right leg fairly straight. You're going to take that left palm and press it towards your right thigh. Take your right hand and press it above the top of your head. And press in opposite directions. And remember, you don't have to over effort, but it's a chance to reach and tonify. Tap into the strength of your body. And then as you come back up, you're going to make a ball. Your palms are going to face each other. All the toes face forward. Chi ball. Other side. Pivot your right toes to the right. Bend your right knee. Send your right palm towards your right thigh. And your left hand reaches beyond the top of your head. Your chest and face are forward generally. Give a reach. Warrior presses yin and yang. Come back up. All the toes point forward. Chi ball, left hand on top. We're going to take that flow a few times. We're opening up the meridians of the legs. Bending the left knee, bend. Press your left hand to your right thigh and reach your right hand overhead. Deep breath in and out. Back to center, chi ball, right palm on top. As you roll the ball, head to the other side. Bend your right knee. Right hand extends to left thigh. Left hand reaches. Chi ball. One more time on each side. Bend the left knee. Warrior press is yin and yang, which are those complementary opposites. Coming back up, chi ball. Movements are slow and intentional. Right knee bends. Warrior presses. Beautiful. Come back to center. Hands to your hips. Walk your feet in a little bit more. Give a little shake if there's any congestion in your legs. And the spinal cord breathing. Take your hands up by your sides. Spread your fingers. I'm going to go sideways. The standing back bend, and it'll be according to your body's ability. You're going to inhale as you spread open the fingers, squeeze your shoulder blades together. When you breathe out, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to round, squeeze, pull in, elbows towards your pelvis, round your chin in towards your chest. And that's the flow. Slowly open up, breathe in deeply. Exhale, round, pull in. And that's the flow. So it's lymph pumping. It's also called spinal cord breathing or turtle breathing. But we are really putting our spine through a beautiful, beneficial range of motion. There's lymphatic pumps up in the cervical spine and the lumbar, which are getting activated by the squeezing and opening. You're also synchronizing breath and movement, which has its own psychological benefits, where you feel like you're in flow. All your parts are kind of working together. And a chance to slow your breathing down even further if you can. Let's become fuller coming in, breathing in what the trees are breathing out. Right, and then when you breathe out, they breathe in your exhale. It is a bit of a purging exercise, so you could add a few breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. When you lean back, just feel like you're opening yourself up to this day, right? This experience of being alive in a human body. Good. Once or twice more. And after the next squeeze and you find yourself back up tall, come back to Wuki. Earth force, palms. Back to the basics of the stance, with the feet sinking into the ground, little bend to the knees, tailbone sinking down, spine relaxed and lengthened, chin slightly in, so the head gently reaches upward. Feel how you're connected. The sky into the earth, our biosphere. Welcoming that quality of gratitude for the day, for our bodies. Welcoming the sun is next. Come back to that wider stance. And take your right hand, bend at the elbow, and put your right palm on the low part of your back. And that presence of your hand there remembers to keep some awareness in your low back. Take your left hand out, softly up. If it doesn't hurt your neck, you can watch your left hand come around. So we're going to take several rounds just like that. We've got a nice wide stance to the feet, so we feel even more grounded. And we might be breathing in as we rise with the sun, breathing out as it sets. So we're thinking about we're holding the sun in our left palm. One more time around, then we add a little leg movement to it. This time as the hand comes up and around, bend your right knee. As the sun comes down, keep your right knee bent, straighten your left leg, point out through your left toes and reach your left fingertips towards your left foot. Pause for a moment. Feel that you're stretching the inseam of your left leg. Really beneficial. As you come up, bend the left knee, straighten your right leg, holding the sun, look at the sun, and then take that left hand any amount behind you. Just creating a little opening through the chest, maybe a little back bending feeling. Come back, hold the sun off to your left, pause for a breath. Lengthen both legs, turn to the front. Bend your left elbow, put your left hand at the base of your spine, your low back. Other side. Right hand comes out, holding the sun overhead. Exhale down. So a few times, no leg action, just the stance that you've got now. Inhale, breathing it up. Exhale, rotating around, nice and soft through the spine. Follow the pattern of your breath. If your neck stays relaxed, one more swoop around. And this time as we come around, left knee bends. The right hand passes those left toes. The right hand sweeps toward the right toes. Keep the left knee bent. Straighten your right leg. Bow down any amount you can. As you rise, bend the right knee. Hold the sun out to your right. Lengthen your left leg. Pause. Take that right palm back. Your gaze follows the right palm. Opening up. Come back to the side with your right palm. Again, take a breath. And exhale, return both hands to the low back for a moment. Just pause and breathe. Sense that opening that's happening through the spine, the trunk of the body. Good. And then release your hands in a little competing dragon arm movements. You take your left palm out to the side, turn your right palm down, and then as you move your right shoulder forward, turn your right palm up behind you. So both palms are actually facing the sky. Good. And then reach out. You can bend the knees. You can lean or not lean. And then you're just going to reverse. So you're going to turn back to the center, rotate both palms. So now your right palm's up and you're looking at it, and your left palm is behind you also up. And reach out. Spread the hands further away from each other. And then start to find some kind of movement like that. Some people describe it as you're turning two different doorknobs. I don't know. But any version of that. And having your arms way out to the side is strenuous. Your arms can be down by your side. So on your own, just do that several times. Find a flow that's putting your shoulders through a nice range of motion. You might find that it feels good to tip your head toward one hand or the other. We call this competing dragons. It's a lot of dragon references in Qigong, Tai Chi. Friendly dragons, of course. A couple more times, competing dragons. Beautiful. And then come back to center. Both hands face the ground. And take your left arm all the way up overhead. Keep connection to the ground through your right hand. Swirl around, gather in some sky energy, bring it down. Imagine it coming in through the top of your head. Nice open portal down, washing down through the center. And then your left palm holds the connection to the earth force as your right hand comes up, gathers energy from the heavens, and draws it down. Just like the symbol that's on my shirt, this practice is all about creating balance and harmony. So you can take it at your own pace if you'd like. Just remember the hand down is kind of keeping you grounded. The hand up is reaching up, gathering in solar energy, inspirational energy, or that kind of non-tangible. Hand to the ground, all about the tangible. Nice. So the hand comes down. Allow that to have that quality of kind of being a chi shower. You're bathing or washing, cleansing your interior and your exterior. And notice how slow motion can really be your good medicine. One more time on each side. The rate of movement informs the breath, and the breath informs the movement. It's a nice de-escalation of all the stress hormones in the body, this activation of all the good hormones or favorable. And then you can take the arms all the way up both together and wash down. One more time, all the way out and up. Bring it down and pause with your hands right in front of your torso. Re-step your feet if you need to, or give a little shake. You don't want to get stuck or stale in your footing. And we're going to interact with the chi ball. So hands are facing each other, right? And you can just conduct your own experiments. You don't have to believe anything that I'm saying. And I'd like you to take your hands and kind of pulse against each other. And if you don't feel much, try giving a rub or a little clap, and it just kind of brings a little more attention to the surface of the hands. But with that chi ball, the idea is it represents, in my mind, just like even a single cell of my body, that I was able to somehow take it out, hold this cell, have it represent all the other cells, and I'm pulsing good health into that cell. Right? I'm gonna pulse on it. You might turn it, roll it around. As we get ready to move through the Tai Chi 5, we're really invited to have a lot of emphasis, a lot of focus on our hands, as though there's a gravitational pull into the hands of the chi from the environment around us, and also that we're able to be tonifying, circulating our own individual chi by the way we move. So we're going to take this chi ball with the left hand on top and the right hand on the bottom, and take it over off of the left hand. So comfortably right here, not out here where you're straining, but just right here. Nice and easy. Harmonizing yin and yang. Right hand starts to rise across the body up toward the left shoulder. The left hand follows along, and as your body turns and turns toward the right, you reform the chi ball with the right palm on top and the left palm on the bottom, keeping awareness of the energy between the palms. As we turn toward the left hand slowly comes up. Remember, the more relaxed the hands are, the more receptive they are. Turn, turn, reform the chi ball off your left hip with the left hand on top, right hand facing up. That's the flow. Turn slowly to the right. You're breathing deep and natural. Turn. Feel your hands reform the chi ball off your right hip. Other direction. Nice long inhale as that left hand comes up. Right hand follows. Reform the ball. And that's the flow. You can take it at your own pace. I really encourage you to go slowly. Synchronize your breath. Feel how you Your weight is deeply sunk into your feet. You've got those soft knees that create activity in the legs without strain. And then just see where you can make this a little looser. And the precision really isn't in the actual motion itself. The precision is more in the amount of attention that you are giving to the moment and to your living organism of a body and your interaction with the energy around you. And once these hand movements feel like they're getting fairly natural or getting into muscle memory, you can add weight shifting. So when your hands come to the right, you could lift the left heel if you wanted. As you shift to the left, you could lift the right heel. Okay? So in classic Tai Chi classes, they're kind of walking forward and walking back. This is an easier, more accessible form, but you could certainly make it a little more interesting if you wanted, as I said, to weight shift or even lift a foot up for a moment. And as you transition to the other side, you could lift that opposite foot. So you're basically walking in place. Harmonizing. Yin and yang is the name of the move. Notice that you're harmonizing breath and movement, harmonizing left and right, up and down, inner and outer. In your relaxed, harmonious state, really appreciating the elements of nature this morning. A cool breeze with the promise of the temperature rising at least slightly in the course of the day. Shifting of the sunlight, rustling of the leaves. A few more passes, harmonizing. Yin and yang. You find that your mind drifts off. Sometimes just a hearty exhale, even with a little sound, can be a point of returning to the moment. We are going to meet up with the hands off the left hip, reforming that chi ball as we have done before. So take your time to get there. Turn the ball a half a turn. Now your right palm's on top, your left palm's on the bottom. Brush knee, send chi. As we turn toward the right, the top hand, right hand comes down as though you were going to brush your right knee. And as you turn, your left hand sends the chi out to your right. Feel the left hand fade down. The right hand comes up, pause. And as you prepare to rotate, left hand brushes left knee, right hand sends chi. And you might lean into your left foot a little more. Right hand fades, left hand rises. Brush knee with the right hand, send chi with the left. You lift your left hand fades, right hand rises. Rotate, brush knee with the left hand, send chi with the right. So you can give that a go. As long as you're breathing, smiling, moving fluidly, I'd say you're doing Tai Chi. Fast-paced world, this slow movement is really our medicine. Notice that you can customize the movement so it feels good in your body. Right. Swimming through this ocean of chi all around us. You're gathering it in, receiving it through every pore in your skin. And through these gateways, these chi gateways of the hands and the feet and the heart. A few more passes of brush knee, Send chi. Sitting on that Tai Chi pole. Time you start to turn to face forward, you're going to cross the wrists like this. Bring them into your chest. Pause and sink. Just seal in the energy you've accumulated thus far. It's a protection cross or a seal. Part the wrists and take your forearm just right out in front of you. Feel your elbows low and your fingertips high. So this is cutting through to clarity. These are like two blades. You're going to bring the left hand back. As you look forward, send your right hand forward. The channel of turning is just facing forward and back primarily. You're going to bring your right hand back, send your left hand forward. Your gaze is concise and in front of you. You can pick a gaze point even. And you're going to go back and forth just like this. And you're going to synchronize your natural deep breathing. And your meditation is on the name of the move, cutting through to clarity. So have that intention right now to be clear of mind, relaxed but focused, and without the need to entertain distraction. Some things like a barking dog don't take more than a moment's notice, and you can just come right back to your flow, your focus, your mindfulness. Good. So a couple more passes, cutting through to clarity. And when that feels complete, return to the cross, bring it into your chest, relax your shoulders to your hips, relax your hips down to your feet and your feet into the ground. And take a couple of breaths here. It's Wu Ji with the protection cross. Nice. Let your hands fall down by your side. Give a little bounce, shake out your shoulders and arms. We'll go to cloud hands. So please turn to the left and take your right palm right outside your chest, just facing towards your body, any height that you like. Left palm is the lower cloud, so just hovering somewhere around your waist. And then as you pan from left to right, your hands are imitating clouds, slowly moving to the sky. And as one cloud, the right hand dissolves down, the next cloud starts to form, left hand rises, and then you rotate, sweeping it around. And then your left hand fades down, your right hand rises as you turn and rotate, possibly weight shift. And that's the flow. You're contemplating the way the clouds move through the sky. The clouds are the teacher of impermanence. They're always shape-shifting, reforming. And then once you kind of get the hang of it, just see if you could relax a little more. Perhaps you're, overusing your shoulders, or you've just got a little more effort exerted than you actually need to. So we're here to use minimal effort so we can acquire and store the maximum amount of energy that'll be available for us later. That's why it's a longevity practice. It's accumulating life force, chi, energy, storing it, letting this chi revitalize our health, our organs, our systems of the body, and our ability to go with the flow, be a little less stressed out. Cloud hands, name this move. few more passes. Always free to experiment with the hand motions being like more exaggerated or much smaller movements. Dancing with the chi. I'll make our way back to that protection cross, that wuji stance of open emptiness, no agenda, present and relaxed. Integrating yin and yang, movement number 5. We're going to reach down with the big arms gathering up yin energy from the earth, right? All the nutrients physically that we need, pausing at the midsection. And the next in-breath, reach out and up, gathering in, drawing down yang energy, right? Spiritual energy. Wash it through. And that's the focus, almost like a hourglass shape we're creating, or up our side standing infinity sign. We're drawing up, we're reaching out, and drawing down, washing down. Chi shower. Nice big breath to gather in from the earth. Your spine restack. Next in breath, reach out, reach up, and receive. Several more times. Gathering from earth. Taking it in. Gathering from the sky. Drawing down. Smooth breath, smooth movement. More to gather from the earth. It up. And this time when we reach up toward the sky, do something different. Hands are up. Then we're going to trace, charge, and seal the energy channels of the body, starting with the top of your head. Just pause here. Feel nice, full, chi-filled palms right on your head, charging your brain. Nice. Slide your palms around the back of your skull, kindly over the back of your neck, tops of the shoulders. Elbows come toward each other. Palms come down over the heart, right? These are all the energy channels of the body wrapping around the ribs, charging all the organs in the torso. Your palms come down your low back. Your head falls forward, tracing down the outer hips, outer legs. We patted this root earlier to open it up, and now we're sealing it. Come around the inner ankle, up the inner leg. Bring your palms to your lower abdomen. Form like a little bit of a diamond shape and stay. You're sealing the cauldron, this energy beltway. Taking a few nice deep breaths. Stay with your hands there, but step your feet in a little bit closer. Bend your knees slightly. And this is bamboo in the breeze. So see if you can experiment with just allowing your body to move a little to the left or right, forward or back. And you're just drifting, and then the body returns to balance, back to center. And sometimes this little exercise reveals places where we're tight, or maybe you've noticed, wow, a lot looser than I was an hour ago. Bamboo blowing in the breeze. It's empty and open. And then pause that, relax your efforts. And I invite you to come down to a seat or lay down. If you brought a blanket, you can just lay all the way down. Left my blanket in the car, so I'm sitting down. And so if you're seated, there we are. If you're laying down, this is very much like Shavasana in a yoga class. I like to just call it feel the chi. So as you get settled, right, you've got kind of a new part of your body that could be rooting down, maybe the hips. If you're seated, your hips are where the roots are generated from. If you're on your back, like the whole back body, just really rooting down, relaxing down into the ground. And as you watch the the effort subside from your body and from your intention, allow yourself to genuinely arrive into a place of stillness, surrendered and grounded, open, receptive. Observe your breath now, not trying to manage it or do anything in particular with it, only to notice the gentle sensation as the breath comes in through your nostrils, passes down through your airways, gently inflates your lungs, and you can feel or sense the belly rising and falling. Feel all tension melt out of your face and your head, your jaw. Feel your shoulders nice and loose and relaxed, descending. Low back and hips relaxed. Legs fluid and easy. Observing sensation in the feet and hands, if there is any. The poem called Rooting by Kai Seidenberg. It happens sometimes spontaneously and effortlessly. No decision or deliberate action really is needed. But as soon as I pause and take a few breaths in the quiet green forest, among tall trees of the meadow, I can feel my roots sprouting, saying, yes, yes, this, more of this. Let's stay a while. Just sinking into the earth and becoming nourished. Observe that feeling of surrender, of letting go, and how your vitality rebounds in the absence of stress. And when you feel ready, if you feel ready, you can start to deepen your breath intentionally, enjoying the expanded lung capacity, giving a little movement through your hands and feet, maybe a nice long stretch out through your arms and legs. If you're laying on your back and you do feel ready to move, you can bring your knees in towards your chest and just give that nice little hug in. Feel how it releases your low back. And then you can roll over to one side and very slowly coming to a standing position. Maybe taking a minute to get there. That would be fine. And once you're standing, if you want to come in and form a circle, like a semicircle around me, I invite you to do that. And those who are practicing virtually, you're included in this circle. Yeah, so just come on in and take your time to get here. The poem I read earlier and I'm going to read now is from a book called Space Between the Stones, nature poet Kai Seidenberg. Pretty good. So have a look around and just give a little nod of recognition to each person that shared this morning practice with you. We have the right to remain silent, still, and calm, to find a peaceful place at the center of the storm where we can be restored, so that we can return to the fray with renewed strength as a beacon of peace and presence, lighting the path to another way of being. We have the right to remain silent, calm, and steady. Let's take a right hand and make a fist and have a look at it, kind of give a little squeeze, feel it. Symbolizes your power, your strength, your resolve, some of those things that help you be successful in the things that you do. And then relax open your left palm, have a look at that and remind yourself that you've got a really gentle, kind, and sweet side. And when you wrap the left hand around the right, you're making your own little yin-yang symbol. And take a moment to contemplate this day, how you might walk in balance with your strength and your gentleness. Kind of snug it in nice and tight. Take a breath. And then just join me, hinging at the hips. Give a little bow, a little fold toward the center of the circle and to the practice, to the tradition, the Taoist tradition from which this comes. And then hands in prayer. Give a little bow to each other. Namaste, and thank you for being here. Namaste to those who practice virtually with us. Nice to have everybody.